everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Sable Danielle, a human design coach and sound healer. And today we are going to be diving into human design. We're going to be talking about the strategy, the not self emotion, and the signature emotion. But first, let's just give a quick little summary about what we learned last week. You can tune in to the last episode if you want to get a major breakdown of the different human design types and the purpose and what they are and the main components of human design. That was in our last episode. But today, just a brief reminder of the 5 different types of human design. Projector, the guide with captivating aura. Generator, the busy bee, the worker bee with an energetic aura. The manifestor, who inspires new ideas and has a bold aura. Manifest generator, who has a the manifest generator who creates practical shortcuts and has an impactful, inviting aura. And the reflector, who takes in and tests the environment but has an adaptable aura. So you guys were supposed to look and see what your human design type was, or comment what your human design type is. I hope that some of those auras resonated with you and you were able to guess successfully, but if not, pull your body graph and see what your human design type is. You can really dive in and get the benefits from it. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about strategy, not self emotion, and the signature emotion. And so what is a not self emotion? A not self emotion is basically an emotional experience when you're maneuvering from an unaligned space, when you're not aligning or when you're not honoring your human design type, the strategy and authority. The authority helps you understand how you should be making decisions, and strategy helps you understand how you're supposed to be utilizing and exchanging your energy. And if you're not honoring those, then you're going to not be aligned with your human design type, the energy that you're emitting, and you're going to fall into not experiencing not self emotions. So they are kind of like the red flags, the caution signs, the trigger point, trigger areas, I guess, that you would be learning from. If you're experiencing a not self emotion, it's a negative emotion, it's not a pleasant emotion. And so those are signs for you to let you know that you're not moving from an aligned position. You're not honoring your authority, you're not honoring your strategy, you're not honoring your human design. So what do you need to change to be more aligned? What needs to shift? It's like a warning sign. Not self emotions, they point out areas of conditioned behavior and different thought patterns that you've been conditioned to have in this lifetime. So they help you understand where you should be releasing things and change things, and they're areas that you can learn to grow from. Each type has a specific not self emotion. Projectors have the not self emotion of bitterness, and you experience bitterness when you feel undervalued, unseen, unappreciated. It makes you feel unimportant, and then you may come off as being bitter or just have a negative, bitter energy about you when you're not aligned. Or if you're stuck in feeling like what you're offering isn't being received. Generators, your not self emotion is frustration. You will feel unfulfilled if you're making an unaligned decision and you're not maneuvering from your strategy or authority. You will have feelings of lack of fulfillment and a lack of satisfaction. The manifestor's not self emotion is anger. When you don't inform people of the people that will be impacted by your decisions, when you don't inform them, if they interrupt you or they question what you're doing, you may be angry. It may irritate you, it may cause you to explode, and that is your trigger. That's your red flag of, hey, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and informing someone of my decision, or or if someone tries to tell me what to do or ask a question about what I'm doing or whatnot, but those would be alleviated if you followed your strategy and you informed them before you made a decision. So the next one for manifest generator, since you're a combination of manifestor and generator, you have two not self emotions. You get frustration from your generator energy and you get anger from your manifestor energy. So you'd be experiencing the same things. If you don't wait for something to respond to, if you initiate action, the generator energy in you is going to be frustrated because you as a generator, manifest generator, you need something to respond to. An environmental stimuli to give you a firm sacral response that's either a strong yes or no that you feel aligned with. If you maneuver or maneuver from your unaligned, or you force a decision, force a response, you're going to be frustrated. If you don't inform people about your response or the next move that you're going to make, that manifestor energy within you is going to be angry and you could be irritable and explosive. And so as a manifest generator, you're supposed to respond to something that triggers you, that gives you that yes, strong feeling, and then inform the people around you that will be impacted by your decisions so that you can reduce the amount of resistance in that decision. As a reflector, your not self emotion is disappointment, and you feel that feeling if you feel like you've been overly influenced or you feel like you're not living up to expectations. You'll be dissatisfied and you'll feel disappointed in yourself or the people around you. So a good thing to think about is, what feelings do you feel when you're upset or disappointed or frustrated or angry or bitter? Where are those feelings coming from? How can you alleviate that in the future? What perspective shift can be done to not keep repeating those things, or to not keep leading you to feelings of your not self theme? So dig deep to figure out where the red flags are, where the caution tape is coming from, and how you can take them down. And then, so the signature emotion is opposite of not self emotion. The signature emotion is the green is the green flag. The signature emotion lets you know that you are making aligned decisions and you're moving from a aligned, fulfilling space. You're trusting your strategy and you're listening to your authority and you're honoring your human design type, and everything seems to be moving pretty fluidly, and you get feelings of fulfillment and satisfaction and good feelings compared to the not self theme, which gives you the red flags and the not so good feelings. The signature emotion also aids in growth and your decision making skills, because obviously if a decision feels good, then you know that you are doing something right, and it can help you grow from that experience and continue to do so. Or on the opposite end, the negative, the not self theme, if you're maneuvering from a space that brings about that feeling, then you know you're not aligned, but that can also be a growth point. What can you do to change? How can you grow? A generator's signature emotion is satisfaction. So instead of being frustrated, you'd be satisfied and you feel fulfillment from the aligned experiences and work that you're putting your energy into. Manifestors feel peace instead of anger. When you're initiating from an aligned purpose and you have fulfilling actions, it brings you harmony versus irritability and explosiveness. Manifest generators have both peace and satisfaction from the generator and manifestor energy, and reflectors experience surprise as their signature emotion. Unexpected experiences, unexpected insights, those all make you feel really good and feel delightful, and the wonder makes you feel good from the unexpected experiences, and it also lets you know that you're open to change. So as a reminder, the not self emotions are there to be red flags, caution tape. You're moving from an unaligned space. You're not honoring your strategy. You're not honoring your authority. You're not honoring your human design type. So if you're feeling negative emotions, why are you feeling those emotions? How can you make better decisions? How can you use your energy differently in alignment with your human design type? Signature emotions are the green flags, and that's how you know that you're fulfilled and making aligned decisions. So, strategy. You keep hearing me talk about strategy. Strategy, how we are meant to utilize and exchange our energy in this lifetime with people, with our environment. How can we use our energy in an aligned way that brings us feelings of our signature emotion and not our not self emotions? So for generators, your strategy is to respond. And what that means is to trust that life is going to bring you opportunities and they will come to you. Your job is to listen to the sacral center, listen and feel for that strong yes, that strong or the strong no, the strong this is not aligned. I'm not doing it. I don't have the energy for it right now. If I do so, if I try to force that, or if I try to initiate that, I'm going to be frustrated. So I potentially could be frustrated. So to alleviate that, unless you feel that strong yes, the answer is no. And then you'll feel more feelings from your signature emotion, which is satisfaction, I think. I forgot. Yeah, satisfaction. Okay, my bad. So your sacral center will go off if an environmental stimuli is making you feel positive responses. Your sacral is going to go off, and that's how you know that you are aligned with that and you have the energy to give to that experience or that opportunity. It's a strong no if you're unaligned. And you are not meant to initiate action. As a generator, you have to have something to respond to. So it may be, you may resonate with feelings of like, I like to talk to people, but I don't necessarily like to initiate that conversation. Someone else is gonna probably come over and initiate that conversation. And my sacral is going to tell me, yeah, go ahead, engage in this conversation. Or your sacral is going to be like, I'm not really interested. So at that point, you've got to trust that feeling, make the decision to either yes, follow that yes, or follow the no and keep it moving so that you can experience the good feelings. When you force an initiation, that will bring about frustration from your not self emotion. So you like to have things to answer to, you like to have things to respond to, you like for energy to initiate a response within you rather than you initiating things with other people or within your environment. As a manifestor, your strategy is to inform, and that means that it's best for you to communicate your decisions with the people around you that will be impacted by those decisions. And so you're not doing so to ask for permission. You're letting them know that you're doing something to make them aware. And what making them aware will do will help you feel supported in achieving your mission, and also it'll hopefully reduce resistance, it'll reduce interruptions, it'll allow you to accomplish a goal without feeling unsupported, if that makes sense. Because as a manifestor, you can be very you move when you want to move. You can be a lone wolf. Once you are spot on and dedicated to like a decision or an idea, like you like to get that done, and you like to work on your own. So that doesn't necessarily make the people around you feel very respected or like included, and that may bring about negative feelings within themselves. And especially if they don't know their human design, like it's up to you to take the lead to inform them about the decisions that you're making that may impact them so that they can support you. They feel like you respect them because you're including them, but also for you, they're aware and they can step back and let you just do your thing without like questioning you about it, or without always trying to see when you're going to be done, or like calling you and like all of these things interrupting your process. So your strategy is to inform for awareness, not for approval. Manifest generators are a combination of a generator and a manifestor. So you have both strategies. You have to respond to external stimuli. You don't initiate that. But then once you make your aligned decision, you then should inform the people around you that will be impacted by that decision so that you can maneuver correctly. Projectors, that's me. Your strategy is to wait for an invitation. And as a projector, the name speaks for itself. It's easy for us to just like have an idea and talk and blurt it out and like invite ourselves into a conversation or an experience or whatever, because like we're just so eager, gung-ho, right? And we want to be seen and like we want to be included, and sometimes it can be like excessive I guess, or not necessarily embraced. You have to be aware of the energy that you are around, your environment, the people you're including. And so wait for them to invite you to the conversation, or wait for them to invite you to share that information, to give them advice, to be a part of something. Don't just like, you should do this and like shove it down their throat, because it's not going to be received. And then you're going to feel unappreciated, undervalued. They don't care about what I have to say. They're not listening to me. And then you're going to be bitter. Like, I just shared all this information and I just helped you and gave you what I think is my best, my best thoughts about something. And you don't even appreciate that. Well, no, it's just you weren't invited to share that at the time energetically. They're not ready to receive it. So it's not that you weren't appreciated. It's just you jumped the gun a little bit. And so maybe if you waited a little bit for them to invite that energy in when they were ready to receive, then you would feel feelings from your signature emotion rather than your not self emotion. So don't project as a projector. Don't project and push your ideas onto people. Wait to be invited. Don't force the invitation. It may come across as like abrasive and it may not be welcomed. The other party may not be ready to receive what you have to offer or say. And when you wait to be welcomed, you'll feel more recognized and received, because it's like they're asking for your knowledge. And you're like, oh, you're finally asking for my knowledge. You're finally going to appreciate what I have to say, versus someone telling you something and it's like, oh, well, I don't think this. Okay, I didn't ask you. I wasn't ready for that. So now I don't feel like talking to you, and now the energy is shifted, and now you feel bitter because I didn't appreciate what you had to say because I wasn't ready. So to alleviate that, your strategy is to wait for the invitation. A reflector strategy is to wait 29 days or a lunar cycle before you make a decision. And the reason for that is because you have no defined centers in your chart, which means you have all white shapes on your chart, which means you're taking in and soaking in energy from your environment, all the people around you, everywhere that you decide to be, you're soaking in that energy. So how are you supposed to know if you're making a decision based off of yourself, your own energy, or the energy that you've been soaking in every day consistently? So it's best to wait to sift through those emotions, really think about it, really like sit and try to meditate and figure out what decision is best for you, so that you can make sure you're making that decision from an aligned space within you and not from the energies around you. Okay, so what type of strategies have you been like following throughout your life? I feel like I definitely was not waiting for the invitation before I found out what my strategy was. I talk a lot when I'm comfortable with people, or if you're in my circle, and I recognize that it's not always received very well. And so taking a step back after I realized that I was a projector, now it's like I share with people my thoughts that, number one, have invited me into that conversation and have energetically let me know that they're ready to receive. But like, let's say a friend calls me to vent, rather than just going in and like listening and then providing feedback and all that, I've learned to ask them, are you wanting to just vent, or do you want like feedback from me? And that has helped so much, because if they don't want feedback, they just want to vent, I can listen to you. I can listen to you all day, and I'm gonna zip it. I won't say anything. And then I won't feel like you're not valuing me. And also, I just understand the space that we're in. But if you tell me you want some feedback, I got a whole lot of feedback that you just invited me to share with you. And that means that you're ready to receive it. That doesn't mean you have to do everything that I say, but it means that you're open to hearing what I have to say, to like evaluate it for yourself and decide what's best for you, rather than just feeling like I'm telling you what you should change and this is wrong and like whatever. It's just alleviated a lot. So if you're a manifestor, are you finding you're frustrated within your relationships or communication patterns? And if so, do you feel like you've been informing the people around you of like the decision making that may impact them? Do you feel like you're allowing them to feel included? Or do you just feel like, I don't need to tell them what to do, I'm going to move how I want to move because I don't like authority and I don't want to be controlled and I don't want to be let down because I feel like they don't support me anyway? But you're not really allowing them to support you if you're not letting them in, or you're not informing them and letting them feel like they're included. So if you're a manifestor and you feel like you're angry, especially due to communication, just sit and really think about, am I informing the people around me that are affected by my decisions? And if not, how can I make improvements to do so, so that I don't feel like I'm asking for permission, I'm just letting them know what I'm doing, so that we can all be on the same page and feel understood, and we can maneuver how we need to maneuver. If you're a generator, are you initiating this action? Are you like initiating every opportunity, or are you allowing yourself to respond to the environmental energies around you? Those are things to think about, because it really will impact you on a day-to-day basis. So if you are stuck in feelings of bitterness, frustration, anger, a disappointment, how are you exchanging your energies, and how are you making your decisions? So I think that's really helpful. And so if any of that resonates, or you have any questions, please drop a comment below. Like the video if you liked what we were talking about today. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we will be dropping new episodes on Wednesdays. And next Wednesday, we will be talking about what are we going to be talking about? I think we're going to be diving more into next week, next week we'll be talking about authority. How are we supposed to make decisions? There are several different authorities, and so if you thought learning your strategy was helpful, understanding your authority will be even more beneficial. So tap in, don't miss out, turn your notifications on. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me ramble today with good things, but it was a ramble. I appreciate you all. Peace and love. Have a great day. I'll catch y'all next time.